The world is witnessing a fundamental shift in the way that work gets done. The new paradigm puts digital workspace technology at the forefront of modern business. Projections show that 85% of IT organizations will embrace cloud-first principles by 2025, and 73% of workers want flexible remote work options to continue when COVID-19 subsides. Indeed, the pandemic took workplace transformations that were already in motion and accelerated their adoption into the mainstream. The digital workspace refers to the devices, data, and applications each employee needs to effectively perform their job regardless of the physical location. The tools, partners, and strategies that the organizations select to power their digital workspace have a profound impact on employee satisfaction and retention, work culture, business partner collaboration, network performance, and user and data security. Clearly, the stakes are high and only growing higher. In an ultra-competitive labor market, how can executive leaders provide an attractive employee experience without increasing their exposure to ever-increasing cyber threats? With so many new digital platforms, cloud applications, and connected devices, what does the right cloud-first digital workspace even look like? And who can you trust to deploy and manage it as your digital workforce grows? To get to the bottom of these pressing questions and more, we sat down with Aidan McAvoy, Head of Digital Workspace at Presidio Europe, and JP Alvaro, Lead Sales Engineer at Citrix.
Aidan McAvoy, Head of Digital Workspace Solutions, Presidio Europe.
I'm JP Alvaro, Lead Sales Engineer at Citrix.
What we're seeing at the moment is a trajectory compound annual growth rate of over 22% per annum, moving towards a market of about 75 billion in the next 4 years in this space, driven very much by a change in work styles that we've seen in the last number of years, caused primarily by COVID, obviously, but we had seen the trajectory of people wanting to be more flexible in their work styles over the last few years. And what we've identified certainly is this change and fundamental change in organizations and talent and the way people want to work means we've got to pay much more attention to the way we deliver a digital workspace for our end user community.
Through our own internal research, we've seen that DaaS-based solutions cover just 20% of the enterprise, but the other 80% still need solutions that help them work securely, right? So that's where Zero Trust Network Access comes in and allows us to bring applications to end users in a secure manner by protecting the authentication factor, the access to the applications based on those changes in the context, whether it is the location of the user or the device, whatever that is. And that's how users outside the traditional DaaS realm can work in a protected manner and access their applications and data.
In the next 2 years, only 1 in 4 enterprise meetings now will take place in person. And over 70% of digital business initiatives will rely on IT being able to report on digital user experience. So these are fundamental shifts we're seeing happen, and it's coming from the general independent industry analysts.
We're developing tools that help our customers transition to cloud. The shift to the cloud mandates for a more as a service type of delivery where customers are expecting to have more data, more analytics, better experience, and for that to be used to proactively monitor their environments so that they can focus on what they want to do, right? Which is, completing their business outcomes.
Which is fantastic. And we've seen even again this transition or the transitory nature of users, the way it's not just from home, it's work from anywhere now. The idea of being able to provide adaptive authentication, better security controls, better management tools now in terms of how we deliver services out to end users because they're adaptive. You can work within the context of where a user's coming from. So trusted and untrusted scenarios, for example. That idea of zero trust is really important now, isn't it, in how we deliver services?
Exactly. So when we think about both secure private access and secure internet access, we want to think about what's inside the workspace and outside the workspace, right? With secure private access, securing those applications that you wouldn't traditionally virtualize through DaaS, and then secure internet access, taking a protective approach towards the endpoint outside the workspace and even the browser, right? So absolutely, with secure private access, what we're doing is we're taking a look at SaaS applications, internal web applications, and even TCP applications and protecting them, delivering them to you. With secure private access, we're also bringing an enterprise browser function where we are able to deliver applications through that enterprise browser so that everything is secure.
So making it intuitive and simple for users when they connect in, whether it's through a Citrix desktop session or whether it's directly through, an endpoint, we want to make sure we provide a secure, consistently good experience. And that's fundamentally what our service in Presidio is about, our DEM service. It's about identifying, underlying services that we're providing to that end user community, whether they're on-premise, whether they're, moving towards the cloud or delivering consuming a DaaS service at the moment. Not only the insight in real time, but providing historical types of analysis, being able to obviously drive roadmaps forward for service improvement plans, adding services like session recording when it's timely and when it's appropriate to do those things, and ultimately providing that quality of service, that experience level agreement, a digital experience scorecard. And that provides a very holistic service around that Citrix desktop delivery service, irrespective if it's on-premise or cloud. Really exciting times ahead, and I think this can only go one direction. I mean, the market is showing tremendous growth. I think Citrix has a great future in this business. We're really happy to support Citrix going forward and obviously ensure that we deliver a great experience for our end users collectively.
Work is no longer a place. It's an increasingly dynamic activity. That's why the combined digital workspace solutions from Citrix and Presidio are adaptable, offering employees both freedom and security, whether work happens on-site, on the road, or in the cloud. Presidio and Citrix can provide you confidence without compromise.